Alright, it took a while for the thing to get back up, the game to load up. I don't know why. So we're gonna go back to the bunker and have the cutscene play. And the game was updating. There was a game freaking getting updated in the game. I mean, in Windows Store, it was Sea of Thieves. That's why the game internet was like that. Oh yeah. Make sure visuals mouse to get will start going. Got it? Flaunted. Run challenges are all about getting ahead. Any road, any car, anytime. Upgraded your car to some 560s and make rap. Hashtag how to rap. Front wheel drive, I don't even try. Donut. What happened? You vs the clock in a time trial. You vs the clock in a time trial. Our challenges are all about getting ahead. Any road, anytime, any call. What's the no sound? Hello, game. Are you freaking with me? Oh my god. I hate it when it does this. Let's just go into the location. Well, we've already seen this cutscene. I'm just playing you for so that we can get the next thing going. Okay, I don't have the thing muted as well. Come on, can I not skip this? Please. Oh, we can somehow. It just feels weird, like playing the game without any sound. The message is Amy, show the location and let's teleport and do it. We'll most likely end. I don't know. We'll see if we get any more. What is it called? Actually, let me just really quickly do that. What is it called? I forgot. What is it called? Missions. If we get any more missions, we'll continue the stream. If not, I'll go on for like what, 12, 20 minutes, and yeah, we'll end the stream there. Alright, let's do it. Come on, boom. Okay, let them all go ahead. Oh my god, I just did that. It's so like weird playing without any game sound, because I did when I first had my PC built. I basically played this game without any sound, any games without any sound, because back then I did not have any speakers or my screen did not have any speakers in them, so it was like really weird. I got really used to it because I played like without sound for one whole year. Like every game I played would not have sound in it, and then I finally got speakers, so that I got used to playing with sound, and now I am it's back to. Then whenever it does this, it's like you either close the game and do it, or you just play without sound, which is fine, but it's just like I'm not used to it, not anymore. I also need to clean my PC up, like it's freaking like dusty. But I don't want to do anything because there were, like when me and my friend built my PC, we actually left. I forgot to put some screws in, so because of that, the motherboards kind of lose some like in some areas, and you can't really push it really hard. Like I don't want to go out and basically take out my, what is it called, any of my parts, such as like the hard drives, or I don't have my hard drive. What am I on about? My graphics card is fine, but it's like I can't really pull the whole PC out. I don't want to pull the whole PC apart and have it messed up, because I can't be. I really don't want to like do something where I basically make the PC, pull it apart and put it back together, and just have like miss some time to stream or record or something, because I don't want to do something which, well, at least right now, because I don't have any backup for all these things, and I don't have like an extra PC like other people do, where I can just be like, oh, my one PC got fucked up, so I'll just stream it from this PC then, or record from this one. It's not like that for me. I only have one PC, and so I don't want to do something where I mess it up or anything like that without actually getting it back up. So I want to clean it, but then at the same time I just want to clean it like really quick, just the fans. I don't want to like do a proper wire management and everything like I wanted to do. I'm thinking of like making some minor upgrades, finally one, to the PC, but I need to like collect money. I want to change my power supply from the one that I have to a modular one, because there's way too many extra shit in there. And basically the things I want to change are the motherboard, because the Asus motherboard has this, well, there's no sound, so you guys can read the subtitles. So the motherboard is the, I think, Asus gaming one, and this motherboard is the ones that, how should I put it, it's the ones that after a while it has started discharging this thing like liquid, which is running down the motherboard, although it's not doing anything. It's just discharge this liquid that's there, and you know, I don't want it to fuck up anything, even if it's not something. Even I looked it up, like people are saying, oh, it's just something that the motherboard does, but I don't want it to be like after a few years. The PC is nearly, I built it when, like, 3 years ago. No, 4 years. And our PCs were literally nearly 4 years old, and I don't want it to be like where it's been 3 years and now it's fucked up because of everything's fucked up because of one thing. I don't want that to happen. So my plan is to basically upgrade few things, basically straight up and change up the things I have, which is the graphics, not the graphics card. I had the good, I have two good ones which are fine, but the things I want to change are motherboard, and get a new processor too, because I'm planning on getting Intel, and I want to get the Intel i9, because it's like sub people are saying, well, it is really good. Intel i9, the 9 Intel i9 9K, I think it was. So people are saying like it's really good for gaming. It's way better upgrade than like Intel i7 or i5. So yeah, And what else? Like, well, of course, I don't remember which DDR RAM it was. So, like, if I change the motherboard, then it's like the RAM too. So, it's the RAM, the motherboard, and the processor. So, we'll see how it's gonna go. Like, I'll most likely just keep the one motherboard and the RAMs and thingy I have right now, and the same with the power supply unit. And what I'll probably do is just have like give it to my brother, just clean it out, and just give it to him. Probably I'll do that so that he has something, you know. Right, let's see. Map mission. Zoom in. Okay, we have two enemies. What do we have here? Let's do that. So yeah, that's my plan. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. And I'll probably change out the CPU case as well. I don't know. I liked it when I got this CPU case. Actually, I actually never chose this case. Yeah, I wanted to get a different one, but that one got out of stock. So my friend just got me this one. He asked me, I was like, okay, fine, get it. It's not, it's nice. But it's like, excuse me, it's not all that. How should I put it? It's just um like the front page is like quite bulky, so I can't really put it completely in on my on the side of my table. So it's really annoying because it's just like out there like a sore thumb because of that side bits that are coming out like freaking wings. So I plan on changing that. Then not only that, like I wanna get an SSD because like apparently SSD but they're expensive as hell. I looked that up. There was like few of them were on offer, like 500 gigabytes were on offer recently. I don't think they'll be on offer anytime because when I checked it, like it was few months ago. So yeah, so like getting a SSD, all that is like my plan. But when I first, I just need to get monetized on Twitch or even on YouTube. On YouTube, it may take a long time. On Twitch, it's like the same because I don't have enough viewers and followers to get the subscriber thing where you guys can donate through the like you guys can subscribe and not get any ads or things like that. I don't really know. So like that's what my plan. Uh, there's no sound, so I basically have to keep going through talking wise. So yeah, like after you finish Need for Speed, I'll play the Need for Speed payback, and then we'll go on and playing what is it called? A Mass Effect series most likely. So after this game's over, is Need for Speed payback, and then the whole Mass Effect um, trilogy and Mass Effect Andromeda, and then it's gonna be Crisis. Crisis One, like I really can't. It just the game just doesn't start. It starts and then it's black screen and then it just closes down right after. So we'll have to see how we're gonna do that game. But other than that, everything's like. Then it's gonna be what else? I need to do it like a Sims 1 and Anthem. I haven't played that game since the launch of that game. The game's been a complete disappointment where even my disappointment was disappointed. That's how disappointed I was. I really wanted that game to like be a success, like true game wise, but it's just like, come on, man, just how greedy are you guys? The games had a long ass development cycle and quite a bit delays too. So, yeah, it was like really annoying for that game. Then it's like Battlefield story mode. We're gonna play that. I already streamed like Battlefield once or twice when the game first came out, and I'm gonna go back to playing Jurassic Park World. Yeah, the reason for that is because the game's gotten quite a few updates and things been checked and all that. Come on, what is that shit? I still haven't done this challenge. Come on. So it is like I'm gonna go. The reason I'm gonna go back is because the game's getting quite a few updates. Although I don't have any of the DLCs, because I don't have the money to do it. Well, I do actually got some money, but I'm waiting for the Steam sale to go up, the summer sales. Then I'll see buy a few new games on Steam too. So yeah, until then, I'm gonna be streaming every game I get through Origin access on here. Actually, let me look at the chat if there's anything going on. Nope, nothing. So actually, let me just put up Origin and see how many games I have downloaded. Oh my god. So we're gonna play Battlefield Burnout Paradise. It really doesn't have a story mode, so I'm not gonna play that game. At least stream it. And then we have the Quasi series. I already said I was gonna do it. And well, first it's gonna be after this, finishing the Need for Speed games. Then it's gonna be, let me just teleport. Need for Speed games. Then it's gonna be Mass Effect games. Then it's gonna be Crisis. All the three. The first Crisis game doesn't load. I'll see if I can fix that. And then it is going to be Unravel. It's like an indie game, so I'm gonna play them. And then Madden NFL 19 is the first game of his franchise. Might as well. I don't follow American football, but might as well play the game because it's there. Then it's like other games. I'll install these games as I go through because I don't have the size memory to, not memory, but more like I just don't have the space to get all these games in. So like play the game and uninstall, finish them, and uninstall, finish, uninstall. All right. So Jurassic World, yeah, I heard it's the games. Yeah, like the last time we played it was when update 1.4 was out, and I haven't played the game since. Although like I've gone in the game, check what updates it has gone, but other than that, I've really not done much through the playing it wise. Oh shit! I didn't even look at. We were supposed to do drifting. I just thought it was a race. Well, I'll be damned. See, this is what happens when I don't pay attention. So, yeah, like I was saying, the uh, so we're gonna go back to playing. We'll start like a new campaign, and surprisingly, there was like many people saying, like on YouTube, there was this one guy I was watching, and he's like, "Oh, the game has story mode." So I was like, I mean, not story mode, but game has story. I was like, game has story, because I played the game like few times. Not like we played the game on stream, but I also played it like created a new world and played it off stream after like once. So yeah, I literally there were no stories in the game. Like even if there weren't any dialogue-based stories where they would like talk about things story-wise. There really wasn't anything like that. So I'm quite surprised that they're saying the game had story mode when like people saying the game has a story when it kind of doesn't have a story, if you know what I mean. Even though the campaign's more campaign, it's not really a campaign, it's just more like limited, um restricted challenge mode game thing. That's what it is. The whole Jurassic World campaign mode is basically am I just going every on this map, every race I have done on here. Yeah, so like I was saying, Jurassic World campaign mode is not really a campaign mode because in campaign mode I would expect it to have a small, even a small storyline where it just follows something. Maybe it does have a storyline, maybe it doesn't. I don't know, but it's like, come on, man, give it a good story if you're gonna do it. Call it a campaign mode. It's more of a challenge mode than anything. It's more like, okay, you have a restricted area built on here. This is like easy mode, this is hard mode, this is no, this is easy, this is medium, this is hard, this is very hard mode, like that. That's what it is. There is no story wise to the games. Each island, the first island's the easiest. You just get rain, that's it. And dinosaur don't really try to break our second game. Less buildable space, and you get your first storm in there. Then you have the second game, the third island, which is like more buildable, but you don't have the money to start and you still get the storms. And then you have the fourth island, which is basically you have some money and you already have few dinosaurs in there, and it's like that, which is like, okay, isn't that basically challenge mode? What you're saying? Like, from that's what challenge mode is, like, isn't it? You get, I mean, challenge mode where you get challenged for things, for the missions. Yeah, like I was saying, you get challenge mode. So let me do the challenge mode. And then they release another challenge mode and call it challenge mode, and it's like, even I have no idea because I'm not following a script. I'm just winging it from my head with the game, and people are like so blind to actually follow this game. And apparently there have been rumors. I'm not really sure if there are rumors or not, but it's more like people have been talking about the game getting a sequel to Jurassic World Evolution, and I don't want this game to get a sequel, mostly because the fact that this game has not really achieved what it should have, like in the first year. Like even when I released, it wasn't finished. Everyone knew that. Like people found out in no time that the game has a really long, small development time, but it's not official. Uh, People can say that the game developers have. I don't think they have. I'm not too sure. Let me know if that's the case or not. But I don't think the developers have gone out and said, I'm sorry guys, we only had like 13 months of development cycle, so what you guys, what we could achieve in thingy. But then people, you see, one thing you don't understand, many people don't seem to understand, is the fact that this game, Jurassic World Evolution, is no different than the rest of the zoo games that they have created. It is a dinosaur game, but it's still a zoo-based game in a way. You still have to like, you get dinosaurs, you put them in an enclosure, and you put all these attractions around and things like that. They have created zoo-based games before, not the first time. All these park management games. So people are saying, oh, they're able to create something this good in the short of a time. Yes, the reason for that is because they actually had all the source code, the main codes for the park management already there, because they were creating a game. So all they had to do was just make some minor changes. All they had to do was make dinosaur models. What else? Dinosaur models, textures, and all the new Jurassic World buildings and things like that. But and animations, and even the animations at the release were pretty stiff and not all that real. But I was fine with it. But it was like, then they released their first DLC, which is like, okay, pay £3 for one dinosaur, 3 dinosaurs, and 3 missions, and yeah. Which is like, come on, we don't want any DLCs right now. Give us an update, like quite literally, give us a massive update. Take your time with it, but give us one. Tell us that there is a huge update coming up. The game doesn't do that. The game expects people to pay for it, and people are basically getting blinded and paying for these DLCs. And yeah, I really want this game to like but I don't think it's gonna happen. So I plan on going and checking out the game and see how different it is since I first played it. Like, I haven't played the game since then. So I wanna see just how much difference, like, because usually when the game gets quite a bit update and you haven't played that game in a while, you can really tell just how different the game is when you first played the game to now. Like, let's say you played the game 3 years ago, and when you go and play the game back after 3 years of you playing it, you played, let's say, in 2016, and now it's 2019, and you go back and play a game from 2016 that you played so much, and then you realize just how basic that game was, or you see things differently because how long it has been. And especially when games that like that have been still getting updated because of whatever the fact is. So I really want to know like how it is that these guys are gonna do it, how much improvement they have done, because it is going to be nearly 1 year since the game has been released. Come on, you goddamn son of a gun! You freaking did that. I'm gonna restart that. I don't care. Which is like, the game is gonna be nearly 1 year old, right? Sea of Thieves is 1 year old. Did a straight up massive update, with adding a straight up full on storytelling mode in the game, which I haven't played it yet. And yeah, I did like a arena mode, which is fun too. Like, there's so much the game has done in just 1 year. Like, even the updates they gave out were like would bring people back to the game, even if it was for like 1 month. People got back to the game, played the game, and then they just had a fun, and then they left the game again until the next update. That's how the game has been. And of course there are people who still play the game even after like there is nothing else to do. They just go around, have fun, and do other things. While this game, Jurassic World, is nearly 1 year old, and they really hasn't done anything. They really haven't done something major where it's like, oh man, this game's so much different from what it was 1 year ago. It's just that's much in my opinion. We'll see. Like, I'll play the game on the first day I streamed the game, so like I'm gonna go back and look at what day it was that I streamed the game and see how it's gonna go. Like, this will be like an exact 1 year mark for the game for me to play the game, and I got the game. I pre-ordered the game. Stupid move on my part. I probably should have saved that money and bought the game on sale. I really wanted that game to be thing it up, but it's just like, come on, man. Like, most people seems to think, people who don't know how games are made or don't have any general idea of how things are done in the gaming industry, they tend to just think everything's complex when it's not, because most games, like every game company, wants to create something where they can just reuse it. That's what most games are about, reusability. That's why you get games like which are like 1 year apart and you still get two different sequels. You get like a game gets a sequel in no time because of that reusability. What was that? Like, my game just slowed down. Oh, what is going on? Steam. Oh my god, the game crashed. You gotta be shitting me. So yeah, like most game tends to have this reusability. I don't know why I messed up there. Where they will create something which is reusable. So for example, let's say there was an inventory system you wanted to create, and each inventory was going to, not an inventory but more of an item system. Let's take an MMO for an example. If the game was going to have consumable items such as anything that's consumable, equipable item, and weapons, then in those weapons they will create a code base like that, and you'll get another option depending on what you choose. um like what kind of is it? Is it a portion? Is it consumable? For example, if you choose consumable, is it a portion? Is it a food? Or is it just an a, a mail which you open and you get something out of? And let's say you chose portion, and then you get what kind of portion is it? And then it's things like that which you can just like easy to do, which make your life easier. Or usually, for an example, if you were creating an animal AI, you can just have okay, animal goes down, then it's like okay, obviously when his health lower than 50, is aggressive towards or is running away from you. What animal is he? Let's say T-Rex has less than 50% health, runs away from you. Has more than 50% health and has I don't know, is less than 50%, 25% health. It's more aggressive, trying to live, so kill you, and a stats gets boost. The same thing. There's a Triceratops, health less than 50%, runs away. It's things like that where you just need to change something, not too much, not the main code. It's just small things you need to change to make the code reusable. That's what it's about, reusable codes. I don't know the full term, but that's what makes developing games hell of a lot faster. Reusability, like reusing codes, reusing models, reusing textures, reusing animations. That's how the game literally is. Jurassic World Evolution, when I first played it, we're gonna see how it's gonna be at the end. But anyway, enough of me talking about JWE. I'll see you guys then. And the game Crush, since I already done the race before, I'll just do it off stream. And yeah, I'll most likely, I'm not gonna say I'm gonna stream tomorrow. We'll just see how it's gonna go. And yeah, don't forget to smash like, subscribe on my YouTube channel if you're not already. Be sure to follow me, and I'll see you guys then. Bye.